And we are live. It is August 23rd, 2023, taking a look at the futures markets, ES, NQ, and CL. Let's start off with the yearly. Yeah, so today we opened inside this developing value area, but we got above this red zone I was looking to sell, so that was kind of my pivot for sells. As you can see, price did come above it, and it looks like we're coming to test this 44.82 prior developing value area high. All right, and now the quarterly. Similar story, was looking for that sell on an imbalanced pullback, but it looks like we are trying to accept inside, which we would go rotational. So that's that. On the monthly, so when price opened, we were kind of at this level. We did not reject, so we should have looked for longs, seeing that. And then on the weekly, little tricky. So we looked like we were imbalanced down. Um, the price came up. I tried to take a short here, but that did not work. Let's see. Yeah, I tried to take a short around here. Got stopped out for maybe a point. That wasn't too bad. We'll take a look at the TPO. So it started out as kind of like a trend day, but then starting to balance here at the top. We do have a poor high, so we'll keep that in mind. Nvidia had great numbers today, so the initial reaction overnight is futures ran. So we'll see how price continues to react given that news and with other earnings. And so let's take a look at the prior profile. So we have all these little curves. So this one was the point of control. Interestingly enough, we did bounce off this point of control. We came up and we did come back to test. So it's kind of the edge here for longs at 845. Yeah, I don't really trade pre-market, so the only time I would have been able to trade is once we accept it above into this and then take the long off this little ledge here. So this curve, this nice little ledge, this little pullback test, that would have been a nice long. I wasn't really paying attention to it. All right, let's get into the ETH. So here's the 3-minute. As you can see, just very bullish action. Very bullish action. A lot of buying going on to start the day. So should have took the long. I took a short here. Not the best move. But we did get a breakout pullback, fresh condition shift with developing value area long at 423. Could have taken that to 4434 at least, and then to the other side if we had extras. Just beautiful trend day. I mean, this was a beautiful imbalanced pullback. It doesn't really get better than this. I mean, this was a beautiful day. Of course, we did kind of have some bearish biases, just kind of where we were, but once we accepted inside, that's when we should have been a little flexible. Even on the RTH, we get the pullback here. We get a little pullback to um, the daily TPO value area high, and price test here, test here, test here. Just beautiful action off the VWAPs here today. Very nice, very nice. You love to see it. Unfortunately, I was stopped out for half a point, and I wasn't really at the desk to really trade that. But it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day, and it just kind of is what it is. There's nothing really we can do, except for just get ready for the next round. All right, so let's follow this footprint chart. So as you can see, a lot of buying going in, dark shades, a lot of heavy buying delta. 1,300 lots traded here. You could see there's definitely initiative buyer. Sellers try to push down, can't really get anywhere. Not a lot of action going on here. Buyers keep this firmly in control. Then we have some absorption here at the right here. Could have been a nice little entry with this overlap. And we also have this strong buy in here. It does look like it's kind of getting absorbed at the where the CVA high is, but then we get initiative buying up, um, and we get a little bit of an exhaustion here, seeing 0 lots in 84. Just a lot of strong buying. Sellers try to test this area, but the buying continues. Sellers try to pull back, and we do range a little bit before we have another initiative move up. A lot of volume taking place here and here, but price comes higher, and we try to sell into this. It's getting absorbed. We dip below, but still it's not enough, and price continues even higher. I mean, there's just so much buying throughout the day. The cumulative delta is just so high. But we do reach the top of this, and this is kind of where things start to slow down. I mean, look at that. Look at the range of that. Look at that from 55 to 53. Not even 2-point range on a 5-minute bar at just before 2 o'clock. That's, we're shrinking range. Price comes down. Then it starts to look like this is a sell. Sellers take control. Drive price down. It's fought back. Bulls try to do a little something. There's definitely some selling here. Buyers, again, get absorbed here. 10,000 or 1,000 contracts, but price gets pulled back. We try to test again. Price was pulled back, and then we come to this value area, and we do a little dip below, some absorption, but then price rips back up. And yeah, beautiful day all around. And let's take a look at Nadro. So Nadro, it's a very similar story, but on the daily, we are looking like we're trying to go and bounce up. Yearly, similar story. Monthly, however, you'll notice we are already inside of here. So we were looking rotational. Yesterday we did find some support here. So the monthly been very powerful. We did not come outside here, so we were accepted inside. So the monthly was bullish coming into today. And then the weekly, as you can see, we opened here 9:30, and if we take a look, let's take a look at this weekly. Oh, this weekly. So the prior day, much like the ES, the curve isn't as good. The curve just isn't as good. I will say we do have this little kind of low volume node here. So from here to here, this little ledge would have been a nice. So we close above the ledge, and then the ledge gets defended. So from 1504 to 9, that's like a 5-point stop. Just utilizing this ledge here would have worked out beautifully. Onto the weekly profile, let's see how that looks. So on the weekly profile, 9:30, and so we do kind of have this little low volume node here, and then we have this curve. So I'd say the curve kind of is like here to here. So we did accept above, and then price continued upward. We did reach some bumps here on this edge, but just continued after the NVIDIA news. So let's take a look at the. So price was testing here, and it didn't initially. I saw delta declining, and so that's why I took a short on ES, because I thought this was going to pull back at least to here, so for a little scalp. But price did turn around, and we get this nice little pullback, and we get a pullback here, 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 fast trend, maybe here. Gets a little sideways here, do get this pullback. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful action. RTH, similar story. Bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. We do try to test the prior value area, and we reject off of it. So I don't really see anything here in the footprint. Still working on my NQ footprint. It's not the best. You just don't see a lot of shade, so it's not a lot to act on. So just kind of is what it is. But that was beautiful. Moving on to CL. So the yearly, it did look like we were going in balance up and then getting a pullback. So looking for 76.30s for longs and watching this area as well. On the quarterly, we are right around VWAP. Looking for a little buy, a little pullback buy here at 77.25. On the monthly, not as clean. So we dipped inside, we rejected, but it looks like we're trying to test here again. So it looks like we are still in bounce down if we accept in here. Expect us to continue to the downside. And on the weekly, yeah, we started down here. Can't really use this. Oh, we do have this nice little gap. So we did test, so I do expect us to eventually retest this area at some point. I don't know exactly when, but do expect it. So let's take a look at the composite or the ETH. So as we open up price is selling. Could have taken that pullback. I don't like that. I like the price to develop a little bit. We come up here. We do not reject off. We accept inside. We pull back here to this value area. Low. If we didn't get long here, we could get long here and then take that to the other side of value. Besides that, we just kind of chopped in range for the rest of the time. So that was kind of the main trade. But big ups to ES and NQ. Absolute champions. Beautiful price movements. Certainly a lot to learn from today. I have some things I need to work on, but learned a lot, and that's important. Anyway, thank you again for tuning in. This has been the review of August 23rd, 2023